It's being said that this is going to be the worst week of the pandemic for our nation. And so I think it's fitting that it's also Holy Week. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, he had psalms, songs on his lips. 2 of the 7 sayings while Jesus was on the cross were from the book of Psalms, and all of the scripture he quoted came from that one book, the book of Psalms. Right before they head out to the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus sings with his disciples, and most likely what he sang there were what were known as the Passover Psalms, or the Hallel Psalms, what we could call the Anthems for the dark. And so I think it's fitting that we would work through those this week. And so we're starting in Psalm 113 today, and I just want to read a couple verses from that for you today. Verse 5 says, "There is no one like the Lord our God. He lives in the heights above, but he bends down to see the heavens and the earth. He raises the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from their misery and makes them companions of princes, the princes of his people." It starts off in verse 5 by saying, there is no one like our God. Most translations go with, who is like our God? And this translation just decided to go straight to the answer. I'm not sure that we should. I think that perhaps the psalm doesn't want us to. I think the psalm wants us to ask another question in order to get there. Who is like our God? First, we need to know, what is our God like? And that's the answer that the psalm actually gets us, because now we're getting somewhere. Here's what it says. Our God is like, he lives in the heights above, but he bends down to see the heavens and the earth. He is high above the heavens. He lives in the heights far above. He transcends the universe. But he sees what is happening at each and every level. He brings himself low to see what is happening on earth. And this is the song that Jesus sung right before heading out to the cross. Who is like our God? Our God is a God who became like us. The God who has none like him became like us, and he didn't become like us just to see what we were like. No, this is why he became like us. He raises the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from their misery and makes them companions of princes, the princes of his people. He didn't become like us just to see what we were like. He became like us in order to, in some small way, raise us up and become like him. Yes, he is seated far above, but he wants us to be there with him in the heights. Who is like that God? None. There is no God like him, who becomes like us in order to make us in some small way like him. That's an anthem for the dark. And that's what Jesus sang right before going to the cross. Today, I would encourage you to look in the description and see those prayer points for the day. Also, check out that link for that song for your day as well. What I'm asking is, you know how songs sometimes will get stuck in our brains? I'm asking you to deliberately stick this song there in order that all day long you'd be singing a lyric or two from the verse or the chorus, and just through this dark time, sing that anthem in the dark. Make sure to hit like, and if you haven't done it, subscribe and turn on notifications. And then one more step, I'm going to ask you to share this so that others who may not know what our God is like might come to know him as well. And may the Lord of peace be with all of you.